X-Men Dark Phoenix, not to be confused with X-Men The Last Stand. Did you see it? Yeah, I did. Did you? Nah, alright. One sentence summary. The X-Men have a tough time when Jean Grey starts breaking things. Could you beat the villain? I had to look up who the villain was. I think it was mentioned once in the film. Her name was Vuk, V-U-K. She's a member of the Dabari, an alien race who we're all very familiar with. For some reason, you know, she seems to be quite a powerful shapeshifter who can also do hologrammy things. I don't know what was going on. Like, it's not properly defined, it's rubbish. I'll come back to that. But yeah, she was wearing high heels the entire film, so like, I'll push her over, she'll probably twist her ankle, or I reckon I'll be fine. How do you improve the film? I went into this and I'd been told that it was better than Endgame, and it wasn't. And what I did is I decided I'd just rewrite it. There's a whole nother draft away. Do something with that, that'd be good. But here's a couple of little things. That's not how space works. You can't freeze things in space. And you can't just like hold your breath and it'll be okay. Vuk says the Phoenix Forces destroyed everything it came into contact before Jean. Then she absorbs it and it doesn't destroy her. So there you go. The X-Men are not the Avengers or Batman. They shouldn't have a direct line to the president. But when that direct line gets cut, Professor X is all like, ah, no. Well, why doesn't he just use his mind powers to talk to the president or whatever? I don't know. You need to properly establish a villain. That's a pretty big thing against this film. I know there were reshoots and rewrites and stuff, but still, try. The aliens seem to be bulletproof, but then Nightcrawler stabs one of them, or a couple of them. You've got to use all your characters properly, e.g. Quicksilver. MCU prison guards, behave. Whose blood is that on your shirt? I know he doesn't sound like that, but that was Magneto. It's a good question, because Jean was like 15 feet away from Mystique when she died, so whose blood was that? Because it wasn't Mystique's. Oh yeah, they should have killed everyone at the end of it, because why not? Rating out of 5 beers, 4. Name, Brightburn, did you see it? I did. Cool. One sentence summary. Imagine if preteen Superman started killing people. Could you beat the villain? Yeah. Brandon can fly. He's bulletproof. He shoots lasers from his eyes. He moves at super speed, and he can lift a truck. I can take him because of the simple fact that although he's physically quite tough, you know what? He's still just a child. I would use that to lure him into a full sense of security, then bang, shank him. And Elizabeth Banks, she got rule number 1, prison. Always have a backup shank, all right? That's all I'm going to say, but if you'd have taken one from me, I'd have had another one. Bang! Anyways, how would you improve the film? Basically, the trailer gives away everything that happens so, you know, don't do that when you're doing a film, because what was the point of me going to see the film if I've already seen the trailer? It was the worst The Talk scene that I've ever seen. It was very uncomfortable. The sheriff's all like, oh man, I've found this weird symbol at these 2 scenes of murders, and it looks like 2 Bs, so that obviously stands for Brandon Byers. Yeah, he was right, but it could also stand for Bluetooth, because it looked a little bit like the symbol. Could stand for the town, Brightburn. Could even stand for Benjamin Button. So jump into conclusions there. Obviously there was the right ones, but that's not the point. At one point, Elizabeth Banks turns into a ninja because she gets out from under a bed and out through a window without making a noise in like half a second. The film does a very interesting thing where it shows you something and then it tells you the same thing over and over again. A bit like the old Godzilla, which was rubbish. So the opening shot is a pan across some books that are like how to get knocked up. And then Kyle, the Pa Kent father figure, is like, hey, how about we do it and maybe you'll get knocked up. Yeah, I get the hint, mate. And then there's another bit where Brandon cuts his hand on the alien spaceship. Spoiler alert, he's an alien. And then a little bit later, Elizabeth Banks cuts her hand in the exact same place, and she's like, oh man, he cut his hand on the spaceship. Yeah, I know, I remember, I've watched the film. What else? Oh yeah, there's a bit where he throws a lawnmower by accident like 50 feet, and it's working when it lands, not smashed into 1,000 pieces. And then he puts his hand into the lawnmower blades, like you've seen in the trailer, and it gets all buckled. But at no point in the film does anyone go like, hey, how come you didn't mow the lawn? And why is the lawnmower broken? So yeah, there's that. I think Elizabeth Banks would have smelled that body before she saw it. There's a little girl who knows Barrington's got superpowers, and then his aunt, who's like halfway diagnosing him to be an sociopath. They get completely kind of cut out of the film. They're not even mentioned at the end credits bit, like in a little news clip. They're like, oh, he's mental. They should have done that. And also they should have mentioned that there are planes flying above the farm before the final scene in the farm, because there were like 2 occasions where someone could have gone, you know what, man, those planes are getting louder, when they thought they heard planes, but actually it was something else. And yeah, it looks like Elizabeth Banks had never looked up the 2006 Kansas meteor shower. Like, you would think she would have looked into it before, but there you go. Yeah, rating out of 5 beers, 3. It's pretty good, I liked it, but didn't need to see it because I'd seen the trailer. Okay, next one. Yesterday, did you see it? There you go. One sentence summary. Jack thought he was looking for fame. Actually, he was looking for love. Nice. Could you beat the villain? Jack is his own antagonist, and he lost 2 teeth and a beard when he got hit by a bus. He'd lose a darn sight more if I bloody hit him, I'll tell you that. The implication is the bus hit him so hard he travelled to another universe, but there you go. Anyway, how do you improve the film? Jack's kind of a whiny bitch. It's okay for him to get frustrated because his career isn't going the way he wants it to, and he's stuck in a dead-end job that he hates and it's killing him on the inside. Some of that may be subcontext. There you go. But it's not okay for him to snap at poor Lily James like that. On 2 occasions, he's like, oh, stop the car, so he can go and have a sulk. Like, nah, man. Next one is poor sweet Lily James. She asks why they never got together, and he's all like, oh man, it's like we're brother and sisters, but now I want to do it. Like, it would have made more sense if he was all like, I've always loved you, but I wanted to like become someone before I made a move on you, so like I'd be equal and deserve you. And she'd have been all like, all you needed to be was yourself, not a rock star. That makes more sense than him be like, look at you like a sister, but now, time to smash. Anyways, I feel bad for Ed Sheeran, because like, he gets schooled by Jack, because Jack's stealing Beatles songs. So I feel there should have been a bit where like Jack's all like, look, sorry Ed Sheeran, like, tell you what, that contest, I didn't actually come up with that song just on the fly. I've been thinking about it before. And Ed Sheeran could have still been like, yeah, but you're still better than me. But it's less of a dick move for Jack. There you go. Feel bad for Graham or Gavin or Gary or whoever it is, the dude that works at the recording studio, because he gets together with poor sweet Lily James, and then he seems like a pretty good guy for her. He treats her like an absolute princess, or at least doesn't ignore her. And then like at the end, Jack's all like, yeah, by the way, I fancy her, I want to be with her now. And she's like, yeah, I kind of fancy him as well. And he's like, oh, okay, off I go. And he hooks up with Lily James's like housemate, presumably because she got kicked out when Jack moved into their house. I don't know. But there you go. At the end, Jack releases the music of the Beatles to the world for free instead of taking the credit for it. But there's not a chance in hell that the record company wouldn't have sued the absolute shit out of him and like rip those songs down from the internet right then and there. Because like the record exec in the film is comically evil, and like she would have ruined his life. There you go. Jack doesn't seem to care as to why the world has forgotten the Beatles and Coca-Cola and cigarettes. Like, there's not even a bit like, there's a crazy Russian dude who also remembers the Beatles and stuff, who he could have easily gone like, oh, I think we're in a parallel world or some sort of gypsy curse. No one really cares why it's happened, but there you go. Odd little thing I noticed. It's not really a criticism of the film, but I didn't know where to put it. Rocky, Jack's mate, he's got a nice hotel room, he's got a bed, but he chooses to sleep on the sofa with his coat over him. What happened to him? Who hurt that man? Anyway, ratings out of 5 beers. It was well good, mate. Well good. Anyway, yeah, there was one beer out of 5 because it's well good. I didn't say how many.